I can't speak enough about being connected with family. I could not, to me, I don't understand how, like, a brother and sister could not speak to each other, or cousins could not be disconnected with each other.
We observed, me and my siblings observed what a good marriage is. We observed how to raise kids, how to motivate them, how to love them. And I think we all did the same with our kids. And I think if you look at all of our kids and cousins, and it's a beautiful family.
So one for me that stands out that was always very important to me was sitting down as a family for dinner. And having that family dinner time can be extremely challenging.
But the important thing is getting together.
Right.
That was all those holidays, is having a togetherness with at least part of the family, if not all, at one time. But there's always an effort.
Right. Well, the willingness to be
Yeah,
there and the effort to be there.
Yeah, it's always an effort. So that's good. That's a good thing. Who is that lady that's telling me she loves me? This is Gigi. Gigi. Oh, you're so pretty. Yes, you're so pretty. You like that, huh? I need to tell you that when you start a family, your first child is put into your arms, like he was, and you automatically are filled with love. Then you get a second child, and a third child, and a fourth, no matter how many. Then you have grandchildren, and you start all over again. And that's another
It's like a cycle.
cycle,
A full
another cycle,
360
that's right.
cycle.
And you wonder how it is possible that you could have so much love for each child. It's amazing, the God-given gift to motherhood is something that is not unsurpassed.
I believe, obviously very strongly in family, and we taught our kids the importance of family. And
I think they all followed through with that.
mm-hmm.
I really do. I think it caught on to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're all. I, as a grandmother and a great-grandmother, am very proud of all of my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. I don't think you can compare, because, like I said before, every child had their own personality and their own goals in life and their own accomplishments. So I think they were just all individuals.
Well, and one very important thing that I learned from you was that all those years that you stayed home as a stay-at-home mom and then still had your career, I thought was pretty cool, because I wanted to stay home with the kids. And so I always knew as a stay-at-home mom that I was going back to a career, that I wasn't just going to go back to work.
I tried to find the direction that they could go into from when they were little. With some, it was a little harder to direct them in the right direction, but I did it. Well, she was a lot like me, I think. She was determined to do things her way. Everyone has different personality, different views of life, different accomplishments. And you feel love and pride for every single one. And you treat them individually because they are individuals. They all, I mean, Joe, like Joe and your father, and Uncle Vince and Uncle Roddy, they all were, they must have had good role models because they're all of the same, almost like a mold. They're all wonderful, gentle, loving, good parents, and that's how my father was. Now, in my life, I've had 14 grandchildren, and now comes the great-grandchildren. Now, it's another cycle. It's another cycle. Each one is different. Each one is lovable. My philosophy was always, if somebody else can do it, I can do it. And I think I even passed that on to my children and grandchildren. If somebody else can do it, I think you can do it too. And I think that gave me confidence and leadership in my life.
Seeing that she went back to school to continue to progress herself, and so I think that was really, a role model for me to see, your parents continuing education. And so I used to see her do all those things, and we used to go, and I was very proud to see all that she accomplished.
I said, the day without a call from you is like a day without sunshine. That's what I said, and she calls me every day. I think back sometimes as the strength of a woman in my time, and I often think of my grandmother, who back in Italy had, I think she ended up taking 6 children over here from Italy. But when she decided to come, my grandfather had wished before that to come here without the family and find a job and a place to live. And my grandmother said, no, we come together as a family. I often think of that because I think she was a very strong woman to do that, to take that step to come to a new country with all those children and really not knowing how they were going to live, but they did it. That is one of the good things of knowing about your legacies and your families that came before you. Because from someone or somehow you would get to do or to learn that you could do more than you thought you could. And I believe that. You just think of yourself as being able to do what you dream about doing. And why not? As I said before, if somebody else did it, I think you can do it too.
We're fortunate to have a great family.
Well, I think
Everybody.
I think that our family is phenomenal because of the way they interact with each other and they get along with each other, and it just goes on. And that's why I say family cannot be taken away from people that find it to be a treasure. It's a treasure
Family's everything.
to have a family. It really is. It's a treasure.
Well, as one of the siblings of mom and dad, I couldn't be more proud of my mom and dad.
Good circle of information here.
I'm gonna get a kiss from my
Yes, hug
daughter.
and a kiss for an Emma. Hug and a kiss, please.
Gonna give me a hug.
So I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. Love you. I love you. I would want them to remember that I love them very much, and I was happy. I think she has the most beautiful hands. Look at the size of her fingers. That's what I would like. And then I would like them to say, oh, I had a great, great grandmother. She was cheerful, she was loving, and she was everything that a grandmother should be.